up, y'all? So the field was not good to me. As you can see, I have a bump here. The makeup is covering it just a teeny bit, but my soldier is so hilarious. She was like, Sergeant, I cannot be out here in these trenches. This is for the trenches, Sergeant. Sergeant, I am not sleeping in that sleeping bag, Sergeant. I'm gonna sleep on top of the truck, Sergeant. And I'm like, girl, like... What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Amelia Talks. In today's video, I will be talking about prepping and getting ready to go to the field. That's right, I said it. Going to the field and the things that you will need. If you have never been to the field because you are brand new in the military, I am here to tell you all the essentials that you will need. And go ahead and mentally get yourself together, because guess what? This will be you one day. And don't say that you did not know, because I am here telling you. I'm giving you all the 411, all right? But before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and give your girl a like and let me know if you have any questions or comments in the description box below. All right. So y'all all know that I'm a Sergeant First Class. If you don't know, now you know. I'm a Sergeant First Class, right? I can count on one hand how many times I have been to the field. Are y'all ready? The first time, my very first time, was when I went to basic training. I went to basic training in 2006. Okay, I've been in the Army for 14 years. Basic training. The second time was when I went to 2nd SFAB, and the third time is now being currently assigned to 18th FA. FA means Field Artillery, okay? So I am the Brigade 4, and I showed up like 3 weeks ago, and they was like, oh, yes, Armed Food, we're going to the field. And I said, going to the field? I ain't going to the field. Y'all must be going, but I'm not going. So as a soldier, when you first enlist, please make sure that you choose your MOS carefully, because I know y'all might be like, how come she only been to the field 3 times and she was Sergeant First Class? Listen, okay? Y'all ready? I'm 92 Yankee every day, all day, okay? And as a 92 Yankee, you're thinking like, well, how come just because you're a 92 Yankee, you are not going to the field? Y'all might have some battle buddies, 42 Alphas, 25 series, whatever y'all MOSs are, and y'all still have to go to the field. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. I might talk about it on the back end, but for right now, I am letting y'all know what y'all need to bring to the field, right? Starting with number 1. The very first thing you need to bring is a tent. Something to sleep on, something to sleep in. A tent, a hammock, something that you need to sleep on. A bed, a mattress, I don't care. Just make sure you bring something to sleep on. The number one thing I will say about the tents that I drew, or the tent that the soldiers drew, or that I drew from CIF, came like it was bomb.com, y'all. And I'm going to insert a clip and a picture, not really so much a picture, maybe a video, so I can let y'all know what the tents look like and how we were set up. Tents have all the space in the world. On the back side of the tent, you can put your rucksack, your assault bag, your cooler, and whatever else you think you might need or that you brought. You can throw it in the back. I'm gonna show y'all, okay? They are extremely huge. I turned over, I flipped, I was sideways. I'm 5'11", and my entire body, head to feet, fit inside that tent. I am telling y'all. So the reason why I am so up close is because I'm trying to charge my phone. I am using my phone to record my video, and that's why I'm sitting so close. So if y'all feel like my nostrils are all up in the video and y'all can see boogers and nose hairs and all of that, then that's why, yeah, because my phone is completely dead. And like I said, we just came from the field. Well, I am making this video because we just came from the field. So listen, I'm trying to get it how I live. And y'all might also be thinking, why I'm still looking so fresh and rejuvenated? I'm going to tell y'all, okay? So the first thing, tent, right? Tent, hammock, whatever you need to sleep on. Make sure you bring a PT mat. Make sure, because the ground is hard, depending on where you're sleeping at. Even though there's sand out there, the ground is hard, grass. So make sure you bring your PT mat. The second thing y'all need to bring, okay? I am not kidding y'all. Bring a cooler. Yes, I said it. A cooler. Put your snacks in the cooler. Matter of fact, bring a tough box. If you have a section where you are 42 Alpha, whatever, I just keep throwing out 42 Alphas, 92 Yankees, we don't go to the field. Whatever your MOS is, if y'all have a tough box, or if y'all have items that y'all are storing like general supplies in, or like if you have a range box, take all that shit out. excuse my French, take all that stuff out and go ahead and use that tough box and put all your snacks, your drinks, your water, your Gatorades, your chips, your applesauce, bring your gummies, your sunflower seeds, all of that. You're gonna need a cooler. If you want your stuff to stay cool, nice and cold, then bring a cooler. If you don't care about it staying cool and you just be like, look, as long as I got some drink, as long as I got some water, then get a tough box. Get the one that have wheels on it because when you're taking it in and out of the LMTV or when you're taking it off the back of the Humvee, it's very easy for you to just grab that handle and tilt it and have the wheels on it. But if you have a regular tough box and it's heavy as hell, you're gonna need a few people to come help you move that thing, right? But if you have a cooler, then make sure you get the cooler that have wheels on it. Because again, it's just easy to pull. It's just easy to put on the back of the LMTV, Humvee, or whatever, right? Don't be concerned about if someone is going to say something to you. No one is not going to say anything because guess what? They done been to the field 1,000 times. They done did this already, okay? Trust and believe me. When I went out, because I am in the brigade, I seen like 50 coolers. And I'm just like, oh, everybody bringing their coolers. They had a coffee pot in the cooler. They had a Keurig in the cooler. They had this little thing where you can make noodles with in the cooler. Because guess what? When you packing all that stuff and you might not want to eat an MRE. You might just be like, you know what? I just want a cup of noodles. It might be the summertime. It might be the wintertime. But as long as you bring a Keurig or a coffee pot, you can make you some hot water. There's going to be a water buffalo out there. So you'll always have water. You're not going to run out of the water. But if you want to make you a cup of hot noodles, if you bring a cooler and you pack the Keurig or the coffee pot in there, you'll have it. If you pack it in a tough box, then your whole section can come together. Okay, Battle, you bring the Keurig. I'm going to make sure I bring, some salt, some cream, some sugar for some coffee, the filters for the coffee. Y'all gotta help each other out because you can't just be going to the field and you just out there looking crazy like, okay, I ain't got nothing to eat, I ain't got nothing to drink. Maybe if I would have listened to some food and got a cooler, I would have had something. But listen, y'all gonna be looking crazy. Y'all gonna be like, you know what, I should have listened to Sarn Foodwood. I might be a private, I might be a PFC. Hell, I might be a specialist. I'm too scared to bring a cooler out here. Listen, when I tell you ain't nobody gonna say nothing, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. And if anything, they're gonna be like, what you got in that cooler? Can I get some? Or what you got in that tough box? You got some paper plates? You got a fork? Do you got some toilet tissue in there? Because the porta potties might run out of tissue. Make sure you pack you some tissue. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can put whatever y'all need in that cooler or that tough box. If you want your drinks to stay ice cold, then pack a cooler. Make sure it have wheels on it. But if you want to throw in a whole bunch of everything because you just out there like, look, I might be in the field, but I ain't about to be living like I'm in the field, then you can pack everything in that tough box and you can come together with your section and y'all can just have it all. And okay? I know y'all are like, okay, Storm Foodwood, if I pack a cooler, then how my stuff gonna stay cold? I'm gonna go to the PX, I'm gonna go to the shop I'm gonna go wherever to the gas station and get a bag of ice, but this ice is gonna be melted depending on what time of year it is. The ice is gonna be melted. So I don't know about y'all, I don't know, but you can ask your battle that's coming back and forth from the rear that's doing the chow runs to bring you a bag of ice. You might have the 92 Golfs out there set up with their field kitchen or their MKT or whatever. I haven't, listen, like I said, I only been in the field for 3 years. Only been in the field 3 times, so don't quote me on what it's called, but I think it is called an MKT. They might be able to have an ice cooler or the little ice truck out there, because we had an ice truck and we would just go to the ice truck and we pull a bag of ice and make sure our stuff stay cold. So I know y'all might be thinking like, okay, if I bring a cooler, how my stuff gonna stay cold? It'll be cold. Listen, you can figure it out from this point. I'm just telling you what you need to bring, okay? The third thing you need to bring when you go to the field, y'all, is some freaking bug spray. You hear me? Right now, being stationed at Fort Bragg, the bugs are off the chain, okay? When I say I was getting bit up by mosquitoes, it was ants crawling around my tent. I ain't even had my snacks and my food around my tent. So I'm just like, where the ants come from? There's ant piles. There are ant trails, okay? You have ladybugs, which ladybugs are harmless, but you just never know. Like, you have wasps, you have bees, and you just want to make sure that you bring a can of bug spray. Spray it around your little tent area or whatever. Spray it not on your uniform, but around your clothes and stuff. Make sure, get you some off or whatever. Make sure you bring some bug spray, because guess what, y'all? On the last night when it was time for us to leave, I packed up my tent and all of that because it was going to be dark by the time we left. And I didn't want to be fumbling around trying to figure out how to pack my stuff because it was going to be too dark, right? So on the last night, I slept in the Humvee and I took out my sleeping bag, but I put my tent and the rest of my stuff up, right? So I ended up getting bit up by mosquitoes. If I would have asked for some bug spray, because the entire time I had bug spray, but it wasn't mine. I was using it from other people. Like, hey, Battle, can I get some bug spray? Or hey, sir, can I get some of your bug spray? But on the last night, I probably could have sprayed around my little area, around the Humvee, or you know what I'm saying, or like, but I didn't, and I ended up getting bit the hell up. I got about 15 mosquito bites as we speak. Do not leave the house without getting no bug spray. Do not pack your stuff without packing you some bug spray. It could be the winter. It might be snow. You just never know, but you still might need some bug spray. Just because it snows and just because it's the summertime don't mean that your brigade commander is going to tell y'all ain't got to go to. All right, y'all. So we got the tent, we got the cooler, and we got the bug spray. The fourth thing that you need to make sure you bring to the field is something to cover your hair up with. Listen, y'all see my hair? Now, I know y'all seen on a previous video where I was talking about my edges, but this is what my hair is looking like after being in the field. I went to the field, and my hair is still looking like I ain't even been. When I tell you I had on a do-rag from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, and we had to walk around with our ACHs on anyway, or our Kevlar, however y'all want to call it, but I had on a do-rag the entire time. When I got up from out of my tent, I had on my do-rag. Before I went to sleep in my tent, I had on my do-rag. When I was walking around from point A to point B with my ACH on, my Kevlar, I had do-rag on underneath it. You couldn't see the do-rag. Make sure when you have a do-rag on, nobody can see it because somebody might say something to you. I'm assigned first class. People see my little nose stub, but ain't nobody say nothing. I mean, it's a rank. Y'all might be mad and y'all might be like, well, how she can pull off having a nose ring in? Listen, I had this do-rag on the entire time underneath my Kevlar. And when I thought I was going to need an appointment, your girl was just like, still looking fresh. Still looking fresh. Appointment who, where? Yeah, that's just what it was. And then the fifth and last thing that you need to consider bringing to the field is a field chair. Depending on your job, depending on your MOS, you might not have nowhere to sit. You're going to be looking crazy. You're going to be standing around with your weapon, with your mask, all your flick and all that stuff. And you're just going to be looking like, man, I ain't got nowhere to sit. Just looking all sad, right? Bring you a field chair. Bring you a field chair. If you ain't got no field chair and you don't have a lot of funds and you don't feel like purchasing it, go into that conference room and load you up a office chair. Not the big black ones, but get the foldable little gray cheap looking joints that they have sometimes sitting around in some of these offices or in some conference rooms, and pack that thing on the back of the Humvee. Pack that thing on the back of the LMCV. And if anybody asks like, why you need a folding chair? Oh, I just need something to sit in. You know, I ain't got no funds to get no folding chair, or you know what, I'm going to get a folding chair. Either way, ain't nobody gonna say nothing because a folding chair is a folding chair. They gonna know, you know, like, so as we sit in the tent, I just need to make sure I have a chair. Or every time I get a break from being on shift and I might want to sit down and smoke me a cigarette or whatever, I just want to be able to sit down because guess what? What you gonna do? Sit on the top of the MRE box? And there were people out there that were sitting on MRE boxes, but I was just like, y'all got to eat them MREs. Why you sitting on the box? What if you don't want to eat the MREs that's in that box that's already open? Then you got to go to another box of MREs. You sitting on it, and as soon as you open it, you can't sit on it no more. The whole thing on MRE box is gonna fold in. It's just gonna be, you're gonna be too heavy to sit on top of the MRE box because you done already opened it. You know what I'm saying? So just invest in getting you a field chair. Invest in getting you something. If you can't afford a field chair, then like I said, get a folding chair. It's just that simple. But those are the top things that I recommend because I felt like out of all the things you could have, those are the top things that you need to have. A tent, you need something to sleep in. If not, you're going to be struggling like I was, sleeping inside the Humvee on the last day because I wanted to pack up my tent. But throughout the week, I had my tent and I was okay. But some soldiers did sleep on top of the Humvees. Like I said, on the last day, I slept inside the Humvee. It was very uncomfortable. Even though I had my sleeping bag, it was hot. It was like 95-degree weather at night. No matter what time it was, I was hot. So I was just like, you know what? If I would have just had my tent set up the whole time. Again, that was a personal preference towards the end because I didn't want to be trying to fumble with everything at the very last minute when it's dark outside in regards to putting up my tent. So just make sure you have a tent. Make sure you have your cooler, your folding chair, your do-rag. And what was the other thing that I said I need y'all to make sure y'all have? A cooler? Or I said that already. What is it? A tent, cooler, field chair, bug spray, and a do-rag. Yeah, y'all, make sure y'all have that stuff. Trust and believe. I'm not going to steer you wrong, okay? But I will make another video in regards to certain MOSs going to the field and why we do and why we don't go to the field. Because a lot of people ask questions, or soldiers ask questions about why there are certain MOSs that don't go to the field. Like, I'm at the brigade, and as a 92 Yankee, there were a lot of 92 Yankees that were not out there, but I understand why. It's different for me, and that's why I only went 3 times, because I am a 92 Yankee. So if you want a better understanding of why certain MOSs don't go to the field, I will make another video for that. Just leave it in the comments section below. And if y'all can think of any other questions in regards to what else you may need to bring other than the top things that I told y'all need to bring, like toothpaste, so like just go down the list of how many things you need to bring as far as like socks, depending on how many days you're gonna be out there, then let me know and I will make another video, especially for you guys that have those questions. But this is Amelia Talks. Let's talk about it. Until next time, peace.